build, and regardless of the matter, always put your fun first, winning second, and not getting beamed constantly by gloves third. Have yourselves a good one. If you wanted to see all the stats in one place, here they are for ring game boost 1, 2, and 1+2 for about 30 seconds. Have yourselves a great one.
Here's a present for you.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Oh, there they are. Look at them. Dude, they're so sick.
So, from the Ring Game Boost 1 and 2 video, comparing Ring Game Boost 1, 2, and the combination of both, I was very happy with this video. This video did really well. I'm very happy. Thank you all so much for the support. But now, we are in the Pac-Man festival. We are in the time where Acceleration Character Kit has now dropped. What I didn't know is the many differences Acceleration Character Kit has that people don't think about. So, here's the thing. Acceleration Character Kit has 3 main components to it. It has Mini Ring Thief, Mini Ring Game Boost, and it has Slipstream Bounty. Let's start with the first thing. So, Slipstream Bounty. You can stack this with both the single slot gadget and the 3-slot kit gadget variant, and instead of getting 2 rings every 0.5 seconds, you're actually getting 1 ring every 0.25 seconds. This is a massive, massive boon to any ring game build. This is really good. Very nice, especially if you love ring game and just generating tons and tons of rings. The Mini Ring Thief is really nice just to be able to get a more consistent flow of rings and to keep stacking your ring game boost. But here's the big thing. Acceleration Kit's ring game boost. It's supposed to be ring game boost mini. This is not true. I don't care what anyone tells you, ring game boost mini is not on this kit. I've run the numbers, and I'm just going to prove this to you. So, in the middle of just testing around with the Acceleration Character Kit, I was running Miku on my Trail Runner, right? Just doing the normal thing, just having a little bit of fun. And I noticed something different. My ring gain speed, or no, not just that. My speed with the Acceleration Character Kit and Slipstream Bounty, I was wondering, wait, why am I going so fast? It's supposed to be ring gain mini. I'm not even supposed to get this much speed. So I was like, wait a minute, something ain't right. I might have just discovered something absolutely insane. Or I might just be mentally insane. So I immediately go in and go into Eggman J Iota against the CPUs just to double check something. And as I'm double checking it, the speed lines up with Ring Game Boost 2 on J Iota with Eggman. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, I need to test this in a completely vacuum space of TT. Oh my god, the results are absolutely unbelievable. So, as you can see from this little snippet from the Grand Prix, right? Like, the speed is lining up to Ring Game Boost 2. Right on screen, I'm going to show you right now what Ring Game Boost 2 is supposed to give you based on certain things. So, Ring Game Boost 2 is supposed to give you certain specifics. So, like, at 100 rings right here, as you saw on screen, at Drifting on a Bend, I'm supposed to get 212, 213 for about, like, a second to a second and 700ths. And I get up to 212, 213 in this short bend. This is something very conclusive because Ring Game Boost 1 on its own is supposed to give you only 204, 205. It is not supposed to give you 212, 213. This is unbeknownst to anyone that hasn't been paying attention to this, or it is completely unfathomable because this could be the first gadget that is actually 4 slots and it overcaps. This is the first 4 effing slot gadget potentially based on this. So we're gonna go right into the TT test right now because this is just unreal. This is completely unfathomable. Like, the amount of think of this. You have a 4 slot kit for 3, so you're getting so much value for Ring Game Boost, and then you can fit it with anything you want. It is unreal. I can't even explain it. It's unreal. So let's get into the TT real quick. Let's just get right into TT so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you might be looking at this TT run, right? Like, just looking at this and overviewing it, I'm still running Eggman on J Iota. I'm still running everything as similar as possible. I have Acceleration Character Kit right here, and you might be noticing something. Why are the numbers eerily similar to Ring Game Boost 2? What is going on here? What is the problem here? And this is something I didn't know what to do with, because I looked at this and I was like, there's just no way. There's no way at all. So I decided to do something very particular. I went to a different track, aka I went to Radical Highway. Now, Radical Highway is a very good testing ground for this kind of build because there's a lot of good straightaways and there's a lot of good bends that allow me to properly gauge the speed of the Ring Game Boost. So, because I'm able to gauge these things a lot better and a lot more consistently, this is going to help me a lot. And the findings are absolutely unreal. Like, genuinely. I'm about to start reading these off, but I'm going to let you just look at these turns, look at the bends, all this, because this is just unreal. So, let's just get started right away. We're loading up right into Radical, and we're going to start with Acceleration Character Kit. So why are we starting with Acceleration Character Kit? Well, we don't want to start with Ring Game Boost 2, because if we start with Ring Game Boost 2, then it could skew the results, or it could think of the results a little bit different, whatever. So we're going to do this first bend, just completely normal, try to make it as consistent as possible. We're going to do the same thing on Ring Game Boost 2 turn, and we're just trying to make sure everything is very consistent as possible. As you notice, there are some varying speeds, trying to make sure that I don't do any tricks, nothing, just making it as simplistic as possible. So we get this 5 ring. If you look very closely, we got about 201 on that. We take this bend, we're getting about 202, 203, and I think I saw a 24 or 25 in there, but it was very, very short for like a couple frames. So right here with this jump and these sets of rings here, we can't really conclude anything for this result, so we just skipped the conclusions on these. It won't help us. But going into this 5 ring right here, we're going to collect this, and then we're going to go into this bend. I know this bend's a little wonky. It's not as good as it looked for what it should have been, so I'm sorry about that. It's going to look goofy. We're going to take the final loop. We get about 251, 250, somewhere in that range, 249. So we get a 251 cap with a 249, 250 average, and then we'll take this final bend, get all these rings here, and then we're going to immediately get a level 3 off, and we're going to just hold as straight of a line as possible, see what I end off with right here. So we have about a 5-second ender. It's about 5.26 seconds total to get through that whole race with just only using the bare minimum lines and collecting as many rings as I possibly could. So, now we've gone to Ring Game Boost 2. Now, what are we going to do with Ring Game Boost 2? We are going to try to follow everything as exactly, particularly as possible as I did with the first one. So, going right into this, we're going to just drive a straightaway, do everything as similar as possible we see. And we're seeing roughly about the same amount of speed, like, genuinely. You take this turn right here, boom. We're going to get about 201, 202, somewhere around there. It's very, very similar. It's eerily similar. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, this is crazy. We'll grab this 5 ring here, and it looks like we got 201, 200. So, you might be wondering, what is going on here? And it's just like, in a second, you'll see the numbers, and then I'll go into my thoughts on this. Because this might be, unironically, actually, the best kit in the game after testing. Because before I tested this kit, I had no clue how good this was. I thought it was Ring Game Boost 1. But I had a specific test that I'm going to show right after this set of tests and show the numbers right and show what I found, because this is unbelievably crazy what I found for my first testing. So again, going to do everything as specific as possible. The numbers are pretty similar, and then we're going to end off. I know I took a line a little bit better than my first run, and we're going to end off with a 5.5 second ender. A very, very close ender. It is unreal. So, after running the test with Acceleration Kit and Ring Game Boost 2, I decided to run Ring Game Boost 1 again, because I was like, well, if these numbers are a little bit different, then what's going on here? So, I started running Ring Game Boost 1, and to my surprise, my numbers were pretty accurate. So, something I want to go over real quick, why we're watching these times, because I did every single combination. I mean, every single one. There's Speed Machine Kit, there's Acceleration Character Kit, there's Ring Game Boost 2, Ring Game Boost 1, stacking with all these different kits, and it's just a whole mess, so I have put it all in this massive compilation here. I'm going to be talking over most of it, then the rest of it I'll probably be silent and just throw up numbers right at the end. But basically, it's just insane to think about, because Ring Game Boost 1, the numbers from my last video they are correct. Same thing with Ring Game Boost 2. Here's the thing. I need to go over this right now, and I messed up severely on my last video. So here's what ended up happening. When I was doing my last video, I said Ring Game Boost 2 lasts 1.02 to 1.07 seconds. I made a mistake. So I was counting frames, and I was counting frames in my head and trying to convert it. I am running at 24 frames a second on my editor, and by running all the conversions at 24 frames a second, we have a lot of different values that needed to be adjusted. I'm very sorry for the fact that my numbers were wrong, but these numbers are very, very conclusive when proving that Ring Game Boost 2 and Acceleration Kit's version of Ring Game Boost is both Ring Game Boost 2. So what does this mean for Ring Game Boost 2, and what does this mean for Acceleration Character Kit? So Acceleration Character Kit right now I think is bugged. I think the devs accidentally screwed up and they left Ring Game Boost 2 on it. I don't know for sure. It could be a million factors, but all I know is that Ring Game Boost 2 is on Acceleration Character Kit, and in my opinion right now, Acceleration Character Kit or Ring Game Boost 2 are both really good gadgets. I think you need to watch out for one specific thing, and this thing is going to be spamming all the Ring Game gadgets together. So here's the problem with doing all this, right? Doing Ring Game Boost 2 and Ring Game Boost 1 together is fine. Doing Ring Game Boost 2 and 2 together, here's the problem with this. You are now taking up 5 of your slots, and you don't have any more slots to actually work with. So now you're just limiting yourself to, oh, if I don't slipstream or if I'm not getting rings, I'm pretty much screwed, right? So you gotta keep that in mind. You need to limit it. I would say if you're wanting to get into ring game boost builds right now, try Acceleration Character Kit right now because it is currently bugged. I know, I understand, but it is still a very good kit. If it's not bugged and this was intentional, then the devs made a huge mistake because this is arguably the best ring game boost gadget in the game now because of the fact that it has ring game boost 2, has mini ring thief, and it has slipstream bounty. And not only that, because slipstream bounty stacks with the 1-slot variant of slipstream bounty, we now get 2 rings every 0.5 seconds. And the way it works is it's 1 ring every 0.25 seconds, so it comes out to 4 rings a second, and it's just absolutely insane. I really mean this. Like, if you are not trying Acceleration Character Kit or you haven't tried it yet, please, for the love of everything, try it now before it gets changed because it is absolutely insane when you compare it with Slipstream Bounty and have Acceleration Character Kit. It just goes nuts. It's very hard to compete with it because of the amount of speed and the amount of consistency it has when it comes to generating rings. Now, that's just from my theory crafting. I don't take my word as gospel because I haven't fully playtested everything just yet, but it is just absolutely nuts. But like I said, I did everything. We're right now on Ring Game 1+1, so we're going over how much slower this is, because Ring Game Boost 1 is fairly slow and has a very low amount of time with the speed boost and everything. So with 1+1, you would see a little bit of a difference because you're stacking both on top of each other, or would it be the fact that they don't stack? Well, here's the funny thing. They actually do stack, funny enough. It is very weird that these stack, but not weird at all. Like, it's very cool that they do. And it shows that there's a lot more in-depth ring gain related stuff, because if you can stack ring gain 1 and 1, how would it be with ring gain 2 and 2, right? So we're going over doing 2+1+1 as well, seeing how 2+1+1 works. And again, the fact that 1+1 works and it stacks, that means 2+1+1 stacked, and it becomes this massive thing of how many of these can stack on each other. And as long as you can get them fit into the gadget kit itself, or not the gadget kit, as long as you can fit it into the gadget slots itself on your plate, then you can stack this as much as you want. It's just insane. Now, keep in mind, I want to just point this out right now, and I know a lot of people in the comments have pointed this out. Ring Game Boost falls under a very specific class of speed, which is the slipstream speed. So slipstream speed does have a cap, and the reason I'm using E-Gear with Eggman running J-Iota is because this is usually what people run is a lot of E-Gears. Now, you can translate this to every other vehicle. Now, with power vehicles, there's a big difference. Power vehicles have a higher slipstream cap for whatever reason. So usually caps around, I think, 265 to 267, if I remember correctly from the speed tiers I've gotten on Radical doing 2+1. Well, it could be even higher than I know, but you get some crazy speed on power or trail runner. Like, genuinely, you get some really crazy speed. Now we're on 2+2, and 2+2 is going to go nuts. I mean, we just 2+1+1, we got an average time of 4.82 seconds to beat my last TT time. So 2+2 is probably going to be even faster than that, maybe just a little bit, because you're now stacking 2 better gadgets, or 2 of the better versions of it, and you're not stacking 2 weaker variants, you're just stacking 2 strong variants of Ring Game Boost. But the speed speaks for itself. As you see, it just keeps going up and up and up, and you don't see this, like, deterioration of, say, exponential growth or anything like that. It just stays on the up and up. It's like an additive growth is what it feels like. And now, again, don't take my word as gospel. I could be completely wrong here, but going through and actually redoing every single test, going on Radical, making sure every single test is very fair. I trying to make every line as fair as possible. I even redid multiple of these tests just to make sure my lines were as close as possible to each other. And one of the coolest things about doing this is just learning how, like, even with, like, stacking 2+1 and doing it with all 3 other variants that it has, it's very cool to see that the times are so close to each other. That just proves that they're all 2+1 versions of Ring Game Boost, and not some, like, mixed variant of, hey, I'm 1.5 in plus Ring Game Boost 1. I'm this weird unique one. No, it's not that. So with 2+2, I got a 4.721 second time loss, right? Now we're going to go on to, if I'm correct here, we're going to be going on to Ring Game Boost 2, 2, and 1, which is going to be definitively insane, because if we're beating 2+1+1, or 2+2, then this means that this is just going to be absolutely insane, right? So let's just start with the speed here on 2+2+1. You're getting 219, 220 without 100 rings. Absolutely insane. Like, look at this. 219 right there. It's insane. You can't even argue with this. It's just absolutely nuts. It's hard to really just fathom how good this is. Now, granted, I'm talking good as in speed. I'm not talking good as in how broken the gadget set is. This gadget set is very, very hyper specific, so you need to be very careful when you're using this. But this, again, the speed speaks for itself. If you want to go fast, this is the way to go fast right now, is stack Ring Game Boost 2, Accel Character Kits, Ring Game Boost 2, and Ring Game Boost 1, and you will see a massive speed spike. Like, unbeknownst to anything. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, Speed Machine Kit's fun and everything, but Accel Character Kit, Ring Game Boost 2, and Ring Game Boost 1, with all these definitive tests, it's just, showing all these off has just been super fun. It's been super enjoyable. Now, we're coming on the end of this run. We are going to end off our TT time, and I'm going to spoil this real quick. We're going to be ending with a positive 4.414 second total. So, in conclusion, holy, Acceleration Character Kit has been a roller coaster. To the one commenter that asked, hey, what do you think about Acceleration Character Kit? I thought it was only Ring Game Boost 1 until I did this video. So to that guy, thank you so much for actually commenting that. That actually made me really push to get this video out and push myself to actually do all these tests and be more definitive with everything and review everything I've done. So thank you so much for that. Secondly, I just want to state that, like I said earlier, I made a big mistake with my my timings and stuff. So since I'm running at 24 seconds or 24 frames per second natively in my editor, I accidentally didn't calculate that. So I did all my conversions. Everything is now fully 100% correct with the conversion factor. Now, I just want to say there will be human error. So please understand that the human error is going to take into effect. Some numbers are going to be a little bit more different, even though they should be very similar. So just keep that in mind when actually viewing all this information. I'm going to let these last couple TT runs go. If you want to just skip like a couple minutes ahead to see all the information, I will show it on screen. It'll be about 30 seconds per set. I don't know how many sets I can get on screen, so it could be anywhere from maybe like a full minute of information all the way to like a minute and a half to 2 minutes, depending on how much I can get on. Final thing real quick before I do that, just remember, I couldn't conclusively like rank everything when it comes to like grabbing the 10 rings in the straight line before the jump on Radical. There's the 10 ring jump, and then there's the last 5 rings before the big jump. You can't conclude that because all the speed goes away because of how your speed stalls in the air or how you lose it, whatever. It's a whole can of worms. I'm not even going to get into that. Anyways, guys, I'm going to let this play out for the rest of this. I will catch you guys in a few minutes. If you just skip ahead, go right ahead. I will put a timestamp here very shortly to what time you need to skip ahead, and then I'll talk about the information, what are my final thoughts on this, and what I think overall. So you might be wondering, what are my thoughts on this? Is there any significant thoughts going into this? I'm gonna just be honest, I was not expecting the Acceleration Character Kit to be as good as it actually was. I was not expecting it to have Ring Game Boost 2 on it. I was expecting it folded to have Ring Game Boost 1, and this whole video would be for no reason at all. But coming in to see that it actually does have Ring Game Boost 2 really flips everything on its head. This is just absolutely insane to actually research and do all the math on and just kind of do some, well, not math, I guess. It's just small calculations. But just doing all this has just been absolutely insane. It is super cool that this is how it all works. I just thought it's just unbelievable, genuinely. Now, I would say, if you want to use Acceleration Character Kit or if you want to use Ring Game Boost 2, use either one. They're both pretty good. Until Acceleration Character Kit gets fixed to have Ring Game Boost 1, probably just use that because it has Slipstream Bounty, then you can double stack that. And even after it gets nerfed, I think there's actually still some viability to just run double Slipstream Bounty with Acceleration Character Kit. Then formulate some build around that on top of, like, say, running a power vehicle with level 2, level 3 quick charges, a bunch of other cool stuff. Like, there's so many cool things you do with this setup. So I really do think there's a lot of fun to be had with this. So definitely take your time to actually analyze it, make some builds around it. Other than that, guys, I'm going to let you guys just review all this information. Again, I'm going to be putting in as many blocks as I can. There's quite a few of them, so take your time here. Each of them will be up for about 30 to 45 seconds, and hope you guys have a great one. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy reading all this information. Sorry for the clusterfuck of information, guys. I'm sorry. Have yourselves a great one. Enjoy the rest of the video.